This is the untold mystery of Sonic 06. Before this video begins, I want to say something. This took me a while to script and to find all the information that I have in this video. So without any more stuff getting in the way of the video starting, let's just start the video. Hope you understand the truth of this game being as bad as it is. If some fans like this game, then so be it. Without any further ado, let's start. This game was released for the 15th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. Back in 2010, Sega tried to hide some Sonic games that have had a bad reputation, and these games were delisted back in 2010. And yes, you guessed it, Sonic 06 was one of them. They did this to increase the value of the brand with quotation marks. You may be wondering why, but let me tell you why. Sega delisted Sonic 06 and a lot of other Sonic games, because 2006 was going to be a huge year for Sonic, and that the games were going to come out highly great, with great graphics and great character designs. And this was because Sega wanted to reboot the game for the modern era. The Xbox 360 and the PS3 came out around the previous year, and during the times of Sonic 06 being made, this led into Sonic getting a modern reboot because the new technology that the consoles had could handle the type of gameplay Sega was going for. And then they were going for, with the upcoming Sonic games throughout the next couple of years, for the reboot that was supposed to happen. And Sega was supposed to be doing some massive things that they haven't done before. Sonic 06 was rushed into production by Sega team. By Sega rushed Sonic team to get a Sonic game made for the 5th anniversary of Sonic. But Sonic team had little time to prepare, and the first director for Sega had left the company at the time, and his name was Yuki Naka, and he left midway through the production of Sonic 06 to start his own company, Probe. Yuki Naka said that he left because he wanted to go back to the development side of Sega instead of being a director for the Sonic games. The engine that Sega used for Sonic 06 was the Havoc engine, which gave this game so much potential at the time. This engine was becoming a development tool in the industry. And the time Sonic 06 was in production, and this was because of the physics engine that it brought with it. And Sonic team used this because it's what Sega wanted to use, new technology. And this was a new engine at the time, so they used it for Sonic 06. This new engine also brought with it new variety of physics-based gameplay mechanics. And this was the beginning of Sonic team using the next-gen technology for the Sonic games. Sega was starting to return to their old ways of Sonic games, and this excited the hardcore fans of Sonic. They did this because of the backlash they got from Sonic Heroes and the eerie game Shadow the Hedgehog. The Wii was far less powerful in comparison to the Xbox 360 and the PS3. So Sonic 06 wouldn't work on the Wii unless if Sonic team remade the whole game. And with all the hype around Sonic 06 being on the Wii, Sega didn't want to pass it up. Sega then decided to split the Sonic team into two parts. One would focus on making a new game called Sonic Wildfire, but in today's era we know it as Sonic Big Rings. Sega did this because they wanted to release a game for the Wii, and then they would have Sonic 06 be on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. But this was bad for Sonic 06 because the other director that Sega had was put into the other team that was working on Sonic Wildfire. So the Sonic 06 side of Team Sonic did not have a director. But luckily for Sonic 06, someone was appointed to be the director of Sonic 06 by Sega, and he was Sean Nakamura. But at this point, the game was supposed to release in a couple of months ahead of them, and they only had half a team. Sega really wanted Sonic 06 to be released for the 5th anniversary, but the game would miss out on a lot of development for the game. And this is when they rushed Sonic team to get it out by the 15th anniversary. And then Sega team didn't have any time to polish the game, and due to the immense pressure that Sonic team was on, they were forced to ignore the glitches, bugs, and lagging issues with the game. Sonic team knew that they had a broken game on their hands, but they had to ignore it so that they could get the game out in time for Sega. Takashi Ukaza said this: "We missed out on that really important time to polish and tune and manipulate the map and make sure the gameplay felt good, but it didn't have that. It didn't turn out as good as the development team wanted." Sonic 06 got released on November 14th, 2006, and then Sonic team realized that the game had so many more bugs, glitches, and fixes that needed to be done. The game had a terrible camera, terrible controls, and terrible loading times. The other thing that started the controversy was the relationship between Princess Elise and Sonic. The voice actor of Princess Elise commented with this: "No, you're just being silly. It's not an inappropriate relationship. Let's just say Sonic and Princess Elise have an attraction for each other." Haruki Saitama said this: "After the disappointment from the fans that it was never going to happen again, and I told the development team and the sales team that we should not release the game unless if it's 100% agreed on with the quality." Okay, so too many obstacles were in the way of the game being great, and it's sad to see this happen to this game that has so much potential to be fantastic. Now, what are the good parts about Sonic 06? Well, when you first open up the game, you're greeted with an amazing theme song that is so unique to the game, and the theme song is made by Crush 40, who is probably one of the best bands out there making songs for video games. You can tell that they really put a lot of time and effort into the theme. When you're in the hub world, the main menu hit on his world, Dreams of Absolution, basically every song that is in the soundtrack is fantastic. The game runs at a decent FPS rate, it's 60, it's smooth, and it looks amazing for what Sonic team had at the time. And I played this game multiple times myself. It is really smooth at some points. There were some times where it would lag, but remember this game is from 2006, which is 14 years ago as today. And also this was the early parts of the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And the Sonic team didn't know how it would be like on the hardware of the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And this is when the Xbox 360 and the PS3 have only been out for about a year at this point. So they didn't know if it was going to be compatible with the consoles. In my opinion, the game does look good for it being made in 2006, but the storyline is very hard to follow, and when you play as Sonic, Shadow, and Silver, they all go through the same stages at some point during their three respective stories. You can only upgrade by getting rings and doing side quests that isn't canon to the main story of the game. Sonic, Shadow, and Silver are all different characters, so you're getting a different perspective on three different characters and their different stories. Shadow's story is about the past, Sonic is about the present, and Silver's about the future. That will come into play later. And Silver is probably the most unique one, and that is probably the most unique thing that Sonic team has ever done before. A Sonic game has not had a character like Silver. They don't have someone that can use telekinesis, shoot boxes everywhere and stuff like that. Okay, so moving on. No other Sonic game is like this with three different stories about three separate places in time. The final boss fight is so good because you fight Solaris in three separate places at a time. Shadow is about the past, Sonic is about the present, and Silver is about the future. And that's why I said this will come into play later. Unfortunately, the bad part about this game is the gameplay, and that's because of how little time Sonic team had to make this game, and I don't feel like people have dug in enough to see that Sonic team was rushed by Sega, and they hate on Sonic team for making a terrible game when it's not Sonic team's fault, it's Sega's fault for wanting to get the game out in the 15th anniversary. The great thing about Silver is that he is completely different compared to Sonic and Shadow. You can get his meter charged up, and you can use his telekinesis to grab certain objects. Or you can use his fan ability to get to places that you can't normally reach by jumping with Sonic and Shadow. Sonic the Sixth was Sega rebooting the Sonic franchise for the modern era, and this is what we got with the Sonic reboot. But there will never be another Sonic game like this one. Generations Unleashed and Sonic Forces are all unique in their own right and fun in their own right. But this game is the most unique Sonic game of all time in my opinion. Break from the video real quick, and I just want to say something. And that is that my friend's latest video, Untold this video, has inspired me to make this video. This video is taking a long time to make because my Sonic 06 broke. But let me get back to what I was saying. My friend Untold this video inspired me to make this video, and I believe that I took some of the aspects from that video and I put them into this video, like the scripting that I did for this video and the editing I did for this video and stuff. So yeah, his video will be in the description, by the way, make sure you check that out. So let's get back to the video, shall we? So Sonic's story is a basic story. Sonic's story is about the present, which means he will be defending that current time that he's in. It's a basic Sonic plotline for a Sonic story for a Sonic game. As we all know, that would be a natural Sonic story. That he would just defeat Eggman and it would be the end of the story. Or you defeat whatever enemy it is and that would be the end, right? But Sonic's enemy in this story is really basic compared to the other two characters that you can play as, right? And he doesn't really do anything else besides Princess Elise, and he's always successful in doing so, but he does get killed at the end by Mephiles. Silver's story is about the future, so he's about saving his future, and that's just from what I know, is that, you know, he can't save his future. He has a great story, but it's about him trying to kill Sonic and to stop Iblis. The good thing about Silver's story is that Blaze has a shocking return in this game. Her debut was in Sonic Rush. He can't stop Iblis, so Mephiles comes to his aid, right? And he helps Silver. He tells Silver who the Iblis trigger really is, and Mephiles, in a way, is right. Silver has to kill Sonic because when Sonic dies, Elise cries, right? So if Silver kills, this is all part of Mephiles' plan. If Silver kills Sonic, that makes Sonic cry. That makes Elise cry, I mean. And then that sets Iblis free, and then Mephiles and Iblis can join together. Which is why Mephiles is helping Silver, right? You know, technically Mephiles is right in this, that's the way to save his future, I guess, by just kill Sonic, but it's not, right? Just from he's trying to manipulate Silver. So he tries to end up killing Sonic, but he fails, and he ends up teaming up with Sonic in the end to save the world, to save the future, the past, and the present. Pretty cool. So, moving on to the best story in my opinion. Shadow's story, in my opinion, is the best story out of all of them. Yes, you go everywhere looking for Mephiles, and you are a copy of Sonic in a way. Like, you have Sonic's moves and stuff. It's really the same gameplay. Shadow sees himself, but it's really Mephiles, and he knows this, right? But of course, of a basic plot line, he follows Mephiles, and Mephiles shows Shadow what happened to him in the future. The world turns on Shadow because they were afraid of his power that he possessed, like his chaos abilities, chaos control, chaos blast, chaos spear, you know, whatever else he has. But one of his friends, E123 Omega, ends up sealing Shadow in the future, and this sets Shadow off to determine his own destiny. That amazing scene. But Shadow still saves Sonic, which really saves the world in a way because Silver was about to kill Sonic. This also brings up the most iconic scene from a Shadow and Silver like fight, I guess you could say, where Shadow kicks Silver in the back of the head. Amazing, fantastic. So yes, it's a really iconic moment in the video game. It's really fun too. It's a really fun scene. I literally witnessed that scene a couple hours ago. Shadow and Silver go back to the past when they were fighting. Like, So mid-fight, right, like after Shadow kicks Silver, they both go to do a chaos control, right? But then it opens up a portal. It opens up a portal that they go through so that they can go to the past. Obviously Silver didn't know it was going to happen, but it happened, right? So they go back to the past. You get this epic cutscene. You see Solaris split up into two, Iblis and Mephiles. That's the two names for the individual parts of it for Solaris. So Shadow goes after Mephiles, of course, and Silver goes after Iblis for the future, to save the future. But so sorry, just need a wee take a wee break here. So yeah, Shadow goes for Mephiles and Silver goes for Iblis, and this sets the stage for later to come in both of their stories. So let's just sum it all up real quick. They go back in time to see what actually happened with Mephiles and Iblis when they got split up. Shadow ends up sealing Mephiles in the past, and this annoyed Mephiles, so he ends up sealing Shadow's appearance in a way. In a way, Mephiles is Shadow. Yes, that's a bit weird to come out, but it is true. And he's really just Shadow but his darker self, like it's Shadow's alternate side. That's basically what it is. If Shadow got annoyed, that would be what Shadow probably would turn out to be. Shadow ends up defeating Mephiles, not once, but twice. And at the end of Shadow's story, he ends up using a Chaos Blast, which kills Mephiles, I think. No, I don't think he does. I think it just wrecks all the Mephiles in the area. But yeah, Shadow has the better story just because of these main reasons that I've pointed out. Shadow's great, man. Shadow's fantastic. The Shadow story was great. I literally played it 100% of it today. I played some of the Sonic and Silver story. It was terrible. Yeah, I'm messing up a lot. It's just because there's a lot to go through here. There was just a lot to talk about in this video. So yeah, and that is what I meant by this will come into play later, like the past, the present, and the future. Sonic is about the present, Silver's about the future, and Shadow's about the past. Right? Pretty obvious. So yeah, this is the end of this fantastic video that took me a long time to make. I had to buy a new Sonic 6 for this video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like on this video, and I will see. And also subscribe. We need 21 more subs to get to 300 subs. That is our goal to get to by the end of the year. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.